everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be a haul it on style video, and if you're not familiar with this format, this is something I like to do from time to time on my channel where I kind of combine a haul, show and tell video with a let's try it on, where I actually put the products on, talk about them a little bit. If I've used them for a couple days, can kind of give you a mini review at the same time. So it's kind of accomplishes a couple things all in one. So I went to Ulta. I had a 20% off coupon. It was the last day for that coupon to be valid, so I had a few things kind of on my list that I was thinking of looking at, and these are some of the things that I picked up. Okay. Today's puffiness is brought to you from some really delicious Chinese food we had last night. I don't know if anybody else ever feels like Chinese food shows up in their face the very next day. I certainly do. Oh boy. So the first product I want to talk about is this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. And it just looks like a clear vial of water. I was intrigued by this. I tested it in the store. It felt really gorgeous on my hand, and it's something that you can use a couple different ways. You can use it as a primer, spray it all over your face and let it dry, and then start applying your makeup. Or you can also use it kind of like a setting spray, so it's dual purpose. I'm always attracted to products that have a dual purpose. So I have already cleansed and kind of prepped my face, but I will go ahead and just do a light mist of this just so you can see how it looks. So it is just a very fine mist product that just settles into the skin really nicely. And I've used this a few times this week. I've tried it as a primer all over my, before putting my makeup on, and as a setting spray. And I have to say, I'm a little, still a little conflicted on this product. I think, I'm not sure it really does what I think it ought to do. I actually think I'm going to bring this to work and use it kind of as a refresher during the day this week and see if I like it that way a little bit better. I don't know about you, but this time of year in particular, I find that the air in my office is very, very dry, and by lunchtime or shortly after lunch, I'm just feeling like kind of a dry, cakey mess all over. So I'm going to throw this in my bag, bring it to work, and kind of try it for a midday spritz, see how it works that way, and I think I might like it a little bit better for that purpose. So the next thing I picked up is this new Complexion Rescue Cream from bareMinerals. They call it a Tinted Hydrating Gel Cream. So the coverage on this is what I would consider pretty sheer. Sheer to light. It says it's buildable. I'm not sure you can get enough coverage for maybe just general use. I think it's a really lovely product for a weekend wear where you don't want a lot of coverage, or to use as almost like a primer or like a BB primer. It does have broad spectrum SPF 30, which is great. And the other thing I really like about this is it comes in a whole bunch of shades. I don't remember exactly how many, but you can actually do a better color match. So if you are someone who has wanted to try a BB cream and has not really found one that's a good color match for you, this might be a good option for you. I've used this almost all week, and I feel that it does kind of blur the imperfections on my face. I would almost compare it to the Perricone No Foundation Serum. Am I saying that right? Although I think the Perricone has a little bit better coverage. But you can't, it only comes in one color, so that's kind of a problem for some people. So that is just one layer, and I do feel like it does give you a little bit of a glowy finish, which is, I'm kind of on the fence about this because I do tend to be a little bit oilier, so in my mind sometimes glowy means oily. So I'm not sure it's for every complexion, even though they say it's for every complexion. I do feel like it has done a nice job of kind of blurring the imperfections, although I would like a little bit more coverage here around my nose. So that's with a second coat around my nose. Again, it would probably be okay for wearing around the house or errands on the weekend. I'm not sure this would be enough coverage for me to go to work. If you have better skin, it probably will be lovely, really lovely. I think if you are a little bit drier complexion, I think you're going to really like this. I think if you're super oily, I think you have to take a pass. Combination skin, probably during the winter time, you can give this a go. I did also pick up the brush that they recommend you apply it with. Not a fan. I don't really think you need a brush to apply this. I think it's a nice brush, and I'll probably try it with some other foundations, but I think it's a little overkill for this product. So, and I think if you want to apply it with a brush, if you have some kind of a dual fiber, almost kind of like stippling brush, that'll probably work the same. I would try it first with my fingers before I go out and purchase a brush. That's all I have to say. So the next product I picked up was the new powder foundation from Urban Decay. It's the Ultra Definition Powder Foundation. Light diffusing, luminous finish, and oil-free. So it comes, the compact comes in this little pouch, and I suspect it's because it's a super shiny finish and just totally collects. It looks awful by the time you use it the first time because your fingerprints are all over it. So, you know, whatever. I'm so over that. And so here's the inside. I'm in the shade Light Neutral, and it does have a little puff. I've applied it with a puff, but my preferred method is to apply it with a brush. So the one I've been using has been the Real Techniques Multitask brush. This is one I often reach for to apply a powder foundation. So I have some larger pores around my nose, and I just feel like applying this and buffing it into the skin, it really makes those pores virtually disappear. So I really like the effect of these two products together. I've really enjoyed wearing these two things together. I think it really gives me a nice kind of coverage for work, for almost anything. I was actually in Sephora yesterday, and I was testing a new foundation, and so she was like, well, your foundation looks great. What are you wearing today? And I was like, oh, I'm wearing that new favorite combo of mine. So this foundation you can use a couple different ways. You can use it with a brush, you can apply it with the little puff that it comes with, or you can apply it wet. You can get that puff wet and apply it wet. I have not tried it wet yet because I think that's going to be a pretty heavy foundation look, but I really have been enjoying just applying it with this, almost like a finishing powder or just a light powder foundation. So I'm a fan. I like it. So Urban Decay has also released a new line of concealers, and this is the Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. I picked this up in the shade Light Neutral. I think more and more companies are really kind of getting on the bandwagon for the different undertones that a lot of people have in their skin. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. This is really nicely pigmented. It has a really nice finish. It's blendable. I like blending this in with the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer Brush. And then I use my fingers just to kind of warm the product in up and just kind of press it into my skin a little bit. So my thoughts on this concealer are, if you have some issues under your eyes, if you're a little bit older and have a little bit more mature skin, I would definitely say you really need to hydrate with an eye cream before applying this. Otherwise, I think it looks a little cakey. It does have nice pigmentation and the color assortment is tremendous. I'm not sure this is a winner for me. I mean, I like it, but I think it requires a little bit of manipulation to make it work really beautifully. And I have found a little bit, like by midday, I feel like I really am looking a little cakey under my eyes. So I think if you're just are covering up, if you really want to cover up some dark under eye circles and you don't have a lot of issues under your eyes with any kind of fine lines and wrinkles, you'll probably really love this. If you're a little bit older, I would maybe test it a little bit first, or make sure that wherever you purchase it from has a really good return policy so that if you don't like it, you can bring it back. I'm a little bit on the fence with this. We'll probably give it a little bit more time to make sure I really decide whether I'm going to keep it or not. I actually really do have other concealers I like a little bit better, but I did want to give this a try. So the next thing I picked up was this palette from Mally, and it's the Shimmer, Shape, and Glow palette, which is kind of a contouring, highlighting blush system. And I chose the color Lighter. I'm going to grab this Goss brush number 12 that I got in my Beautylish lucky bag. Oh boy. Yeah, these are everything people say about them. Just saying. I think if you have the money, it would be worth it. So I'm going to start off by taking the contour color here and just putting a little bit my cheekbone area, and then going into the blush. A little bit of blush here. And then I think I'm going to take a little fan brush and go into the shimmery color, or the highlight color. Put that there. So I think this gives a really natural look. Probably not something I would do for day-to-day wear because it's a lot of steps, but I think if you want to have a more defined cheek, I think this is a nice option. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. I like it a lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just my mood today. Okay, so that wraps up pretty much everything I purchased, but then I also got a gift with a purchase when I was checking out. I got a Marvelous Moxie Buttercream lip gloss in the shade, let's see, what shade is this? Must Have Pink. So, I have not used this at all yet. So here's a swatch of that. It looks pretty pigmented on the back of my hand, and it's a really pretty color. So it did sheer out a little bit over my lips, so I think it might be better if you have maybe a little bit more pigment in your lips, or if you use a lip liner with it. I don't really know how it wears because I just put it on for the first time, so I actually forgot that they gave me this little gift. But I think the color is really pretty. It's just really wearable, and just a really, really pretty color. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this like haul it on style video. I like to do these from time to time and really talk about the product as I'm using it, so you can see it instead of just a show and tell haul. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe and join me for future videos, and check out my social media links down below, and I'll see you real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.